Okay, this sharing session here is provided by Healy World. So this is the disclaimer by Healy World that Healy World is not liable for the information that is shared during this particular session. Okay, with regards to the use of Healy and MAGHEALY, please note that these devices, they are not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical condition. So should you have any serious medical condition, okay, or chronic issue, please visit and refer yourself to a qualified medical professional. And this is my disclaimer. The intention of this session here is to share my experience from using Healy and MAGHEALY with you. Now, there are many ways to use all these devices. So my way is not the right way. So I'm just sharing from my perspective. And as you learn and listen to different users, so adapt all these different practices for the best optimal outcome for yourself. All right. So whatever you listen here, do not believe everything that we share. So you have to apply this your own discretion. Okay. Always evaluate. So microcurrent and frequency is not a drug. So these are actually energy forms that is used only to harmonize and balance the bioenergetic and the information field of a person. Okay. All right. So today we are going to talk about the AURA module. So some of you may have used the AURA module and some of you may not, and you are here out of curiosity to find out what it is. So we are going to talk about how to actually harness the power of the auric field in order to boost your relationship with money, people, and career. So the theme for this month is abundance. So we had the first session, and I shared about the Dr. Hebdang's abundance program, as well as the MAGHEALY prosperity program and how to use it to enhance your abundance energy. Then last week, Petra Tizak, she shared about how to actually have abundance in business using the coach module. And today I'm talking about the AURA module and how to use this module to actually enhance our ability to attract wealth and allow the money to flow into our lives. Okay, I am Christi Wong. I'm from Singapore. So today is my turn to share with you. I am a life coach. I use bioresonance for several years, since 2017, to do energy profiling. So through devices such as Healy and MAGHEALY, I use them to check and analyze the energy profile of my clients. So I have actually transited completely, fully from using the bigger professional devices to just using Healy and MAGHEALY alone. Yeah, so last time I shared about how accurate the report were. And today I share why I transited from a big machine to just using a very simple, portable, tiny devices like Healy and MAGHEALY. It's the reports. The analysis reports are so transparent. When you use the program, everything is just so transparent. You can see and know exactly what frequency you are receiving, which I have shared in the first session. Okay, we were analyzing the frequencies and you know exactly what you are receiving. So that gives me actually confidence, okay, and also assurance that I'm receiving the correct frequency. Now, today we are going to look at the AURA report, okay, from the analysis. And again, you can see that the information, okay, is so clearly written and you know exactly what is happening in your life. Okay, so I'm going to share also how I'm going to use it as a life coach when I share with my clients, okay, when I analyze the clients. So if you happen to be a therapist or if you're a parent doing it for family members, okay, so I hope some of these skills, okay, may be useful to you. Okay, so prior to doing energy profiling, I'm actually an educator. I teach A-level biology in Singapore, in Shanghai, China. Okay, so when I look at an individual, I'm looking at the individual not only from the energy perspective, but also from physiology, okay, from cellular perspective as well. So I am actually science trained. So I look at things from the scientific perspective. I'm more left brain, okay, logical rather than feeling so much of the energy. Okay. So besides that, I'm also trained in meridian acupressure, 5-element system, and I've been doing wellness education for many years now. Okay, so now today, what are we going to talk about? I'm going to show you some examples, of behavior, habits, patterns that actually sabotage ourselves. We always think that the enemy is outside, but actually the bigger enemy is actually inside of us. And we may not even be aware of it, that there are such behaviors, habits, and patterns that are actually hindering our career path, okay, preventing the money from flowing in and causing disturbances to our relationships. So some of us may be aware. If you're not aware, we are going to look at some of these examples. Then after that, I'm going to talk about the chakra, the aura, the auric field. What's the meaning? What's the difference between all these terminologies and how they actually play a role in every aspect of our lives, okay? So a lot of these issues that we are facing stem from the problems, okay, that are happening in this part of our body. Okay, then the third segment, we are going to uncover, okay, your own behavior, habits, patterns through your own aura analysis report. So I'm going to show you screenshots where we will learn how to analyze the reports and how to use these reports. And the final section is how to actually harness the power of the auric field for transformation. Okay, yeah. So if you are ready, let us begin. Okay. Do you ever sabotage yourself? Are you aware? Now, how do we know all these habits? It will be actually the first thing that appear in your mind, in your thoughts, the moment something is presented to you. Let's say the trigger. Recently we hear about the incentive trip to Vienna. Okay, so so somebody say to you, okay, company is giving us an incentive trip to Vienna, okay, and during this period from Jan to May, okay, if you achieve this, okay, the incentive trip is yours. What would be your first thought? Okay, so my very first thought when I knew that it was 85 points, the very first thought that came to my mind is, it's so difficult. So I didn't realize it initially. So while talking, so somewhere I realized that, okay, the automatic behavior has actually turned on. Okay, so immediately the sabotage is, it is too difficult. All right. So instead of getting excited, it's like, wow, okay, there's going to be an incentive trip. How am I going to go? So that is the very thing that I'm saying here. These are actually habits. These are actually patterns. So we need to be aware so that the moment it appears and the moment it happens, we can immediately nip it and therefore prevent ourselves from sabotaging ourselves. All right. Now, firstly, how do we feel about ourselves? So this is how we sabotage ourselves, the part in red. Okay, so you may or may not have seen the reports. So if you have not seen the reports, this is how the analysis report is going to look like. Okay, So let's say the present state here is referring to the current situation when the person is being analyzed. Okay, so a person may feel like a victim of life. You know, I'm like this because of everything that is out there. Okay, yeah, so that is a sabotaging, self-sabotaging belief. All right, now, some people always feel that they're not good enough. Okay, so they are judging themselves all the time. I'm not good at this, I cannot do this, and things like that. Yeah. So the other feeling is that you don't have freedom because of the environment outside. The outside world, the society is a threat. Okay. So you prison yourself inward. Okay. So this is actually like a bondage, like a pattern in your life. Okay. So you cannot do what you want to do. Okay, there are certain people who are afraid of making decisions and to take responsibility. So they will always ask, how, okay, can you tell me what to do? All right. So when things go wrong, they will say, this is what you told me to do. Okay, instead of embracing the responsibility. So this is the response. You know, if people ask you, what do you think about this? If your boss asks you this, then you say, okay, I don't know. Okay, so I never thought about this. So if this is a constant pattern, how will your boss going to see or recognize the value that you're going to contribute to the organization? So some of these patterns here is really preventing you from being outstanding or from shining in your workplace. Okay, now let's say, look at this one here. This person here has a strong need for harmony at the workplace. Okay, so when the person is given a piece of work to do, he always say yes. Okay, yes. So you always give in. It's always a yes, 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 and cannot draw the boundary. So in the end, the workload increase. And then in the end, the person becomes burnout and give up, and then throw in the towel, throw in the resignation letter, and resign and leave, okay, because they cannot take it anymore. All right. So they feel bullied. They feel that they are overworked, they're underpaid. So again, is another victim mentality. So they are not able to actually draw the boundary. Okay. So when things go wrong, when things happen, they will just blame the environment. All right. Okay. Then we have people who cannot accept anything from other people. So it can range from gifts. So they feel gifts are emotional extortion. If I accept this from you, if I accept this favor from you, then I have to pay back in multiple fold. So in the workplace, you can't work as a team. Yeah, because if somebody offer the help, okay, I can help you to do this, then you will say no, 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 no. So you want to do everything yourself. So in the end, you get burnout, you feel so overburdened, okay, because you are afraid that once you receive their help in something, then you may have to do something else for them in return. So all these are playing at the back of your mind. Yeah. Okay, so there are people who are in their workplace whose talents are actually mismatched. You don't feel joy, you don't feel fulfillment, but you remain stuck in the job. You can't see any way out. You do not know what else you can do besides this, okay? And so therefore you continue in that same job, okay? And you drag your feet to work every day, yeah? And there are people who has fear of authorities. Fear of authorities, okay? It can be a fear of their boss, fear of their CEO, fear of their supervisor, fear of their reporting officer, all right? So they either stay away or they will decline opportunities to meet the bosses. They will decline opportunities to make presentations. So you're not in the limelight, you're not in the spotlight. Nobody is aware of your presence in your workplace, okay? Now, certain people, okay, they feel that they cannot criticize or they cannot give their judgment. They cannot tell the truth because they are afraid that the bosses will not like it. Okay, if they say things as it is, okay, they may think that, hey, I may be marked down. So at the back of your mind, you have all these inner voices and noises, and therefore you sugarcoat things. Oh, everything is good, everything is nice, and things like that. So people may not feel your authenticity or your sincerity in giving feedback. All right. So you appear as somebody who is superficial, or in our culture here, you know, we call it tripod. You're just you know, trying to please your bosses and all that. So it may not go down well with your colleagues. All right. Okay. So a job or a vocation. So for many people, they feel that, you know, doing your work, doing your job is just working for food, for money, okay, or you work for respect, or you work for your family and all that. So they will not think much about the value that they are contributing. So it is a routine, day in, day out. And if that is how you feel, so you're not going to put in your heart and soul, okay, into your work. Now, there are also people who wants power, and they want power through their work. So they are working for rank. They look at the KPI, the key performance indicator, and they only work at do the kind of work or activity that the bosses will think is important. Okay, so what happens is when your colleagues sense this, or when the bosses sense this, that you are serving or doing without the sincerity or without thinking for the good of the organization, and this is where, okay, you might not be earmarked for promotion if your colleagues, your peers are not giving good feedback about you, right? So being controlled by other people, so you feel like a pawn, you feel like you have no say in your life, in your workplace. You cannot request for a change of department. You cannot request for to do the kind of project or work that you do. So everything is all externally controlled or motivated. Okay, so all these things will add up together and restrict you, okay, in your ability to perform and therefore shine based on your talents and based on whatever that you can contribute. Okay, now when it comes to money, okay, so for certain people, the subject of money is stressful. Okay, so because they have previous exposure, and they think that okay, either a lack of money or dealing with money is so stressful. And do you think money will like you? So do you think money will come to you? All right. And then the other group of people will think that, oh, material things, money is not so important. So everything is spiritual. Okay. So if you don't like money, money will also not like you. So for some people, money represent control, money represent power. So having more money equals to their ability to therefore buy love, buy respect, okay, and buy whatever else that they need. Okay, so it's a means for transaction. All right, now, then there are people who live through other people's money because they mismanage their funds, okay? They overspend, okay? They get broke at the end of the month, they are in debt and all that. So all these things that we see here thus far are unhealthy, okay? These are the things that is preventing us from having a good relationship with money, and is preventing the abundance from flowing into our lives, okay? So some people are inward looking. They will see, okay, what's wrong with me? All right, so it's always me, 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 me. You start to judge yourself. Okay, now the other group of people will always look outside. All right, so the problem is always outside. Is this one, is the company, is my boss, yeah, is this this nature of this job, and then you change job and all that. Then you find that when you resign from one organization and you go to the next organization, the same thing will happen all over again. If the first organization, your bosses does not recognize you, you go to the next organization, you'll find that, hey, how come the bosses are still not recognizing my contribution? So this is what we call patterns. Patterns. They keep repeating. They keep repeating. No matter how you change your environment, things will still happen. Okay, so what exactly is happening? So our external reality is actually the internal reflection of what is going on inside us. Okay, and what controls all these areas of your life is actually your chakras. So the unhealthy symptoms that we saw earlier, these are actually what? Symptoms of chakras that are blocked or auric field that are weak. Okay. All right. So now we are going to the next part where we talk about the chakras and the aura. Okay. In Singapore, okay, the people that I meet, all right, so some of them have bought the Healy professional device, the Healy Resonance Plus, where you have the aura, and for 2 years, they will not use the aura, okay? The question is it suitable for me? Okay, I'm afraid to use it, okay, because it's not compatible with my beliefs. So somehow, okay, that the chakra, the aura is associated with these two religions, okay? Hinduism, Buddhism, and therefore people whose beliefs are not compatible, okay, they will find that, okay, I do not want to get involved in all these spiritual things. Okay, now, for me is, then how do I explain to them? So for me is, if the chakra and this aura is only present in Hindus and Buddhists, then it is a religious thing. But if it's present in every human being, then it is not tied to a religion. So how do I see it and how do I explain to them? Okay, so I look at it from the cultural and historical perspective, okay, because to me, I believe that these are the two groups of people who propagate this, okay, who recognize the importance of the chakra for physical healing, for emotional balance, also for their spiritual growth. So therefore, they propagate it. So therefore, they started, okay, to use this, all right? And then the other respective groups use it for physical healing, etc. and all that. So in the end, it's also attached to yoga, all right? Or Ayurveda or TCM, Qigong, and things like that. So to me this is how I see it, because I see myself as a scientist, all right? So how do I explain this is this, all right? Now I'm using an analogy. So the analogy is not about truth, all right? So analogy is finding something similar to help us to understand things, yeah? So to help us to see how this may be possible. So to me is this. Okay, this is primary school science. Yeah, when you shine a white light into a glass prism, so what you see is that the rainbow is produced at the other end, correct or not? Yeah, so what happens is all these 7 colors of the light is actually present in the white light. Okay, so the moment they pass through a dense medium, air is not dense, okay, but the glass is dense. So when light passes through a dense medium, each of these wavelength of light will travel at different speed. So they will slow down and then they will bend. So they bend at different degree, they slow down to different speed, and therefore they split up into their respective colors. Okay, so the same for the rainbow. When you look at the rainbow, you're so happy, all right? Sometimes you see 1 ring, sometimes you see 2 rings. So how does the rainbow forms, yeah? So the rainbow is actually light passing through a water droplet, okay, in the atmosphere. So it can be after rain, fog, all these tiny little water droplets. When water passes through, when light passes through the water from air, which is a less dense medium, into a dense medium, so what happens is the light will bend. So when it bends, in science, we call this refraction. So when it bends, okay, when it slows down the different colors of the light differently, so they will all separate and split up into the 7 colors. Okay, so now we all know that we are beings of light. Okay, we are beings of light. So light also enters our human body, all right, from the crown of our head all the way to our feet, okay, like this, vertically, along the central axis or the central column. So if you compare this with the chakras, all right, so when light passes through from light, from air, which is less dense, into the human body, which is more dense, light will also be separating out, okay, according to their respective colors, okay? So what happens is when the light split up like this, so this part here, at the chakra, the red light there will be swirling. Sacral chakra will be the orange and all that. So you see all the 7 colors. To me, that's how I see it. Right or wrong, I do not know. Okay, so the chakras are actually energy centers. So when it stops there, it will swirl, okay? And that becomes the 7 energy centers at the central axis of the body, all right? So the light or the energy will just flow from the head to the hands and then go back to the crown again. So that forms one circle that you see here. And then the other one will be, it flows all the way to the feet and then back to the crown again, and it forms that bigger donut field over here. So a field is the space, yeah, space that is surrounding us. All right, so the shape is called torus. So around us, there are 2 fields. One is the smaller one, and then closer to the heart, and the other one is much bigger. So this is the aura, or the auric field, or the bioenergetic field. So when do we use aura? When do we use auric field? Okay, if you talk to scientists and all that, they will use the term auric field, electromagnetic field, and bioenergetic field. All right, so the aura has been used like a layman term. Yeah. Okay, so auric field. We can't see, but I'm using another analogy to help us to see how to imagine the auric field. All right, so now imagine the chakra is the flame over here, because that's the energy center. Okay, so that's the flame, and the energy, the flame will actually gives us a certain glow. All right, so the field is actually outside, and then the chakra is actually the energy center at the beginning, at the center over there. All right, so one is the chakra and one is the field, which is the result of the energy that is being emitted or moving in that particular chakra. Okay, so if you have a lot of all these chakra, a lot of all these candles, the field will actually be bigger, right? So the auric field, how big is the auric field? What's the size of your auric field? It can range from probably a few centimeters all the way to a few meters away from you. Okay, so you can, I see this as a firewall, you know, that protective energy layer that protects us. All right, so if your field is strong, stable, then it's huge. Okay, if it's weak and unstable, like a candlelight that is flickering, then it creates a very, very small field. All right, so when you do the analysis, you always see this. Okay, my aura is strong and stable, and all that. Okay, so whether your field is strong, stable, okay, let's say these are the 7 candlelight representing your 7 chakras. So if all your 7 chakras are strong, you know, the energy is flowing and moving and it's huge and all that, what happens is your chakra will be very big. But for some reason, some of us, our chakras, certain chakras are blocked. Okay, certain chakras are dim, so the light get dim. So if one chakra out of your 7 is dim, then your field gets smaller. Okay, one more get dim, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, so that is how the chakras actually affect our auric field. Okay, so now the chakra here is known to actually develop over time, like the way our body develop over time. Okay, so but it is not fixed to that age that I'm going to show you. Okay, so for some people, when you're born, okay, all your chakras are unblocked. So therefore, you are actually quite well developed. Okay, yeah. So for some, they are more blocked and all that. So we will just see the role of the chakra, the importance of the chakra, and actually how it affects us. So the root chakra affect these areas of your life, your security. Okay, if it's blocked, you will feel insecure. All right, and if events like divorce, events like poverty, or disaster happens during that particular time of your life and all that. So the chakra will be blocked. If your sacral chakra is blocked, it will affect your sexual relationship, your creativity. If the solar plexus chakra is blocked, your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your courage, your ambition, okay, your own potential is actually inhibited. Heart chakra, if it's blocked, affects your relationship with people. All right, your ability to love people unconditionally, ability to receive love. If your throat chakra is blocked, just now we saw somebody cannot voice their opinion. So this will be a sign that the throat chakra is blocked, okay? Because cannot express yourself, cannot have an authentic, deep conversation. If the third eye chakra is blocked, then what happened is your psychic ability, yin-yang consciousness is talking about the good and the bad side of a person. You know, sometimes we accept the good, but we reject the bad side of ourselves. Yin and yang is to be able to accept, okay, both aspects of ourselves, then spiritual consciousness and then spiritual connection. Okay, all right. So now, this development, as I said, is not based on your age solely, all right? So it depends on what events happen in your life, and then the chakras get blocked. And then sometimes through your spiritual work, you manage to actually unblock and open up the channel, yeah? So I equate this development of the chakra to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, so we also see a human being, the development of a human being in this way. The first three chakra, root, sacral, solar plexus, coincide with the safety needs, physiological needs, survival needs. Okay, heart chakra to love and belonging, relationships, and the top three, throat, third eye, and crown, okay, actually coincide with our need for self-worth, self-esteem, self-actualizing and reaching our true potential and transformation. Okay, so it's a very natural development. So if our chakras, any of those chakras are blocked, okay, this may happen. All right, so you cannot optimize your potential, or you may have certain talents, certain potential that you're not aware of, and therefore it will be undeveloped. All right, okay, so how do we then uncover where are all our blockages? Where are all the areas in our lives that we need to turn on, change, transform? So we use the AURA module, which is found in your Healy device, in the Analyze app, the blue app, and then in this module, the AURA. So to do the AURA analysis, you will need your photograph. So put your photograph in there. Photograph must be without makeup, without filter. Okay, so some people will ask, do I wear the glasses? I usually remove no glasses, nothing. It's just your bare face, and make sure your entire face is actually captured inside. So after you analyze, you will see this picture over here, all right? And then it will actually measure the total energy in your chakras. So this is like your inner battery to let you know your own energy level, and also your protective level, your firewall, okay? Is it strong or is it weak? So when you analyze, you're going to see all the 7 chakras. Okay, by default, 3 of the weakest will be selected. If you want to manually select them, you go to the advanced setting and then you change. All right. Then the 3 selected will then be further analyzed. Okay. Now, before we look at the analysis, so you will get different charts. So different days when you do the analysis, it will turn out to be different. So the strength of the auric field changes from day to day. All right, day to day. Yeah. So this is just to show you how it can possibly look like. Yeah. Okay. So what is considered strong and stable? All right. So this is the only chart so far in Healy where the higher the percentage, the better it is. Everything else, you do not want the percentage to be so high. All right. But here, this is the only place where the higher the percentage, the better it is. So it's like exam, you must be 91% or higher, then considered A, okay, for your aura. So 91% and above, your energy is high, and that's good. So if your energy is below 70, that's no good. Okay, your firewall is weak, and then all this external energy can actually disturb you. Okay, so this one, the higher the better. Okay, so you can see here, it is possible that a person's chakra energy can be 98%. It can even be 100%. All right, so you see here, all the chakras very, very high in energy. And then the other one on the right side is chaotic. Some are very high, some are quite low. Okay, like 57 is quite low. Okay, so we want to maintain consistent, everything high. All right, so that is very good. Then chaos and rigor. Okay, chaos is good or rigor is good. Okay, chaos is good. When you see that out of your 7, you have a lot of chaos, that's good. Okay, it means that your energy is in a roller coaster. Okay, yeah, then you think roller coaster, is it good? Good. It means that your energy is moving. So it will shift according to the events that happen that day, right? So sometimes high, sometimes low. So it changes. It moves means that it's not stuck compared to rigor. Rigor means rigor mortis. Rigor mortis means you're dead, you're stiff, you're stuck. All right. So if you have rigor, it means that those issues that you have are actually stuck with you for quite some time. It's actually, maybe it could be for many years. So the energy doesn't move. So when you do your vibration, okay, those issues will keep coming back. All right, so it will keep coming back, and therefore it takes a long time, okay, months or even years to actually shift the energy. All right, so chaos is good. Rigor means you are stuck somewhere and need more time to actually move the energy, all right, or to shift the energy. So when you see the report, so this is the report that you're going to see, and on top here you will see these 3 numbers. Okay, so 94%, all right, so 82%, what does it mean? This first number, okay, if you just tap on the number, it will actually show you the description, all right? So this one means priority. Here, higher means no good. Higher means very urgent, important, your priority. These are the areas based on the ranking you have to work on first, all right? So what is positive 100 and what is negative 100? Positive 100 here, the positive numbers that you see, which is the left picture here, means that you're aware of it. Okay, the negative numbers means you may not be aware of it, okay, that is happening to you. So if you only get positive numbers, you may want to go to the advanced setting in order to check and see whether you turn it on or not. So some people may choose to turn it off, okay? Is it good to have negative? Basically, these are the different layers, you know, that you work on. So you work, usually you see a lot of positive percentage first, and then after that you go deeper, deeper, deeper into the negatives, yeah? So you are working at many, many levels of your life, okay? So that's the first number. Then we look at the second number, okay, which is the intensity number. Okay, so the intensity, if you see the number is between 6 to 10, in this case, all right, you see that the number is 8. What does it mean? And then this one is 3. What does it mean? Okay, so anything that is below 4, the person is not willing to actually face or take action. If the number is above 6, okay, the higher the number, the more willing that person is willing to take action and to work on it. Okay, so over here, like 8, urgent, person is aware and very willing to act on it and to change. All right, so minus 82, 3, the person is not willing to change. So yeah, so I'll do one more. All right, the third number is the potency. All right, so D CLM. I normally ignore the D, C, and LM. It's about D is the cause, C is the consequence, and then LM is cause and consequence, which makes it very difficult to actually interpret. So I ignore that. I just look at the numbers besides the D, C, and LM. Okay, so if what you see is the orange section, you either see the numbers from 1 to 100,000, or it can be in Roman numeral. So the orange section here are events that happens in this life. So that means that particular blockage is actually due to something that happens in this current life, okay? Whether it's an action, a wrong action, thinking, lifestyle, or trust issue, or a person's life theme. Life theme is serious. That means throughout the life, the person is running on that theme, all right? Now here you see 1E6. 1E6 means karma. These are energetic burdens that accumulate over the past, okay? And then E12 means that it's because of parents. E24, your grandparents. E36, ancestors. All right, so it's telling you where is the source of the issue. All right, so it goes deep. Many levels. Now, certain people are not comfortable with all the E's, E6, 12, 24, 36. Then what I would say is, you see the trash bin here, you can just click on it and delete those entries that is related to all the previous generations, okay? If yours shows the 3 dots, you click on the 3 dots and you delete it. And then you don't vibrate that, okay? Okay, now there's also another group of people, okay, I would recommend that, okay, they may not want to vibrate, but they can do the analysis. Now that they are aware what their issues are, they can actually use their own prayer, all right? So they can actually pray over all these issues that is actually entangling them, okay? So yeah, so I let them choose. Okay, so you can do the analysis. If you don't want to vibrate, okay, then you can use it to as a feedback for you to actually work on your own life. Okay, yeah. So, all right. Then okay, so how to use it? If you're doing it for yourself, then okay, this is a feedback, and then you work on it. All right. If you are doing it for, let's say, your children, okay, for other members of the family. So this is where the conversation can come in. If I'm a therapist and if I'm doing it for my client, if I see this, okay, if I see high priority and then I see 8, that means this person is willing to work on it. So if the person have difficulty drawing boundaries, then as a coach or a therapist, I will guide the person to learn how to set the boundaries in a calm, confident manner, all right? Or there's nothing wrong with setting boundaries. It's not going to cause you to lose respect. You're not going to antagonize anyone if you actually do it properly. So we can actually give them the solution by giving them the proper way. All right, you can rehearse with them how to actually do it when the situation like this calls for it. Okay, now if this is negative, the person is not aware of it. Okay, and if this is low, I may just skip this and not talk about it. But if this is negative, the person is not aware of it, but if it's an 8, means that had this person known, they would have acted on it. Then as a therapist, I will bring it up. Is that, are you aware? Okay, do you have this situation in your workplace, you know, where you always say yes, where you always give out your own time to help your colleagues and things like that? Then the person is like, oh yeah, I do that. So the person is not aware that this is actually a blockage. Okay, this is actually unhealthy. So this is where you can talk to them. So if it's your children, you can actually have a conversation with them and guide them, okay, so that they know how to actually deal with their environment, their society, in school, in their workplace, etc. Okay, so this is actually very useful, okay, where you can use this for different purposes, right? Okay, so we can see here that we can work hard, Okay, we can do all these things that is listed here, which many of us are doing, but we encounter very limited success. We are not having a breakthrough. So now you can see that actually you have so much more, okay, that is actually holding you back and pulling you back. For example, the accumulation of all these negative karmic forces, all the memory, you know, from the past until now. Okay, so we talk about parents, grandparents, ancestors. So there are trauma, there are information. It's not just genes, DNA that's being passed down. Okay, trauma is also being passed down if our ancestors, grandparents, parents encounter violence, abuse, war, disaster, poverty, and all this. So how is it transmitted? It's transmitted through parenting styles, communication, okay? It's transmitted through the environment in the cell, okay? So this information is actually carried through your nervous system, is actually found in your cytoskeleton. The information is there, all right? That is epigenetic. That means it's not transmitted through the genes, but the environment, okay? Through culture, through norms, through other environmental factors, okay? So they are all affecting us and we do not know. If you do not know, how do you actually stop all this transmission, or how do you actually remove or take them away? All right. Okay. So what we want to do now that we are aware is each of us are carrying different weight and different amount of energetic burden or energetic memory. Okay, so some are breezing through life and having such a good life. Yeah, they're very, very lucky. All right, that's a very good life. Okay, so the energetic memory here, I liken it to our operating system. Okay, so, you know, when we use the computer, phones and all that, we always get these reminders here to update our operating system. So the operating system is the one that is running us from the back in our subconscious. Okay, so why do we need to constantly upgrade them? Because there are bugs. You need to fix the bugs. You need to increase your security, your firewall, all right? You need to add in new functions, new features, correct or not? All right? So, but are we still at 1.0? Okay, is Christi Wong at Christi Wong 1.0? Or if Christi Wong is already at 15.2? Or if Christi Wong is already 727, okay? So the way I see it is every time I analyze the aura module and every time I vibrate, I am upgrading my operating system, okay? So if you have done it over 702 years, okay, that would be, yeah, you are already at version 700 something, okay? Yeah, so this is how I see that using the aura module is important. Okay, so for us to move on. Now, what happens after you do the vibration? You can see here, all right, you become harmonious. All right, that means your energy is balanced and in harmony. Then what kind of person do we become? Strong personality and charisma, you know, you have a natural authority and strength that makes you attractive to other people. So when you walk into the office, wow, you are glowing, you are shining with charisma. People attract straight away to you. They like your energy, all right? So you feel personal power, all right? You can take the space you deserve in society, all right? Your boundary is very clear and nobody will cross your boundary. So you're able to relate to other people, okay? You feel acceptance towards yourself, towards other people, all right? You start to make decisions and you're able to take responsibility for them. All right, you trust in life. What else? Okay, you become more and more aware of what you need to do to have money in abundance. So suddenly you realize, oh, this is my talent and I should use this talent here to create more value. All right, and then look at this. Okay, see, when your root chakra is balanced, this is how you'll be thinking, you know, that money will always be there when I need it. Okay, so you can see how stable, how confident you become, right? Then communication, you're able to communicate your needs very clearly, right? Then you're able to use your gift. Look at this. You're able to use your unique gift to the world. So your contribution is not just to that small community, but to the rest of the world. Okay, then you take over the authority of your own life, your vocation. Okay, so you start to contribute in a way that you're meant to contribute. And finally, this person becomes free from need. Okay, there's no more need in your life. Okay, every day is such a good and wonderful day. Okay, everybody around you is great. Okay, but shedding old habits is not easy. All right, so you may come to the point where you feel strong emotions, turbulent, scary. Then letting go of need. Then after that, okay, what if I do that? I'll feel empty inside. There will be resistance. Okay, and then there will be fear when you start to take over your life. So therefore, we all need a mentor, and we all need that safe space. Okay, and that mentor is actually the AURA module. That safe space is also the AURA module, where only you yourself can read all your reports, and every day the reports is actually giving you feedback on which other areas to work on. All right, so this is a tool for human transformation, all right, in all areas of your life, particularly your own life leadership, your relationship, career, finance, spiritual growth, all aspects of your life. Okay, so once you break free, you will find that the things happen more naturally. All right, so good things will start to come into your life. All right, so be very positive, be aware of your energy. Whatever that you think about, sometimes in 1 or 2 days, it can be manifested. All right, so yeah, so this is how I see that we can all break free from all these old patterns, self-sabotaging beliefs, behavior, and all that. Okay, so as the saying goes, at the end of the rainbow, there is a pot of gold. So this rainbow here is actually our 7 chakras. So once you clear all your 7 chakras, so it will be like the road, you know, the pathway where all your wealth and your abundance will flow into your life. Okay, so it becomes very natural, effortless, and life will be easier and easier and better for you. Okay, so I hope the sharing has been useful for you. So next week, Petra will share about the essential oils. Okay, that is the new module. So right now, I want to answer some of the questions. Okay, so let me see. Let me start from the back. Okay. Okay, I will only answer questions that are relevant to the session today. Okay. Last slide. Okay, meridians. Okay, somebody asked about the duration for vibrating the list. Okay, can we run for 9 hours? Yes, you can choose any timing that you want. Okay, the common timing that we all use is 38 seconds. You stimulate that for 5 to 7 times, followed by 27 minutes. If you want to run it for 9 hours, it's fine too. All right, so I run that for 9 hours, okay, daily. So it's entirely up to you. Okay, so there is no right or wrong timing. So you just try different timing and see how it goes for yourself. Okay. Some are coach. Oh, there's a lot of coach module. Wait, am I looking at the correct one? Okay. Okay. Now, for some, the energy is very, very low. Okay, let's say if your energy is 50 and after running or vibrating, the energy is not going up. Okay, you can use the gem elixir. Okay, in the resonance analysis. Okay, gem elixir, you can actually do the analysis and then vibrate the gem elixir before you actually vibrate your aura module the next time you use it. So that can actually help to lift up your energy because the gem elixir is also giving energy to your chakras. Okay, photo, how frequent to update the photo? For me, I use a new photo every time I want to use the aura module. Okay, how to find the negative numbers? Go to your advanced setting. Okay, advanced setting in Healy, and then you can change from there. Okay, why delete? Why do you delete some of the entries? Okay, so now by default, every chakra, they will give you 3 entries. So if there are too many, so you can choose to delete off the intensity that is less than 5. Okay, that means the person is not willing to work on it. Okay, now the other thing that I mentioned about deleting is those for people who are not comfortable with indicate entries that has to do with their karma, their ancestors and all that. So if you're not comfortable, those areas, you can actually delete those entries, okay? Yeah. Okay, McHealy question, I won't answer here. Okay. So how often do you run the aura module for yourself? Again, there's no right or wrong, it's up to you. I use it every single day. Yeah. Okay, so quite a lot about timing. How many times? Okay, how to use Aura for clients? You have to enter their profile, and then after that, you select their name, and then you do the analysis. Sometimes the present state is quoted in a positive way. Then it's difficult to understand how it is a blockage. So the blockage is the opposite. If the statement is stated in a positive way, most likely is harmonious. All right, that means you look at the description is harmonious, so therefore the statement is positive. If not, the present state statement will actually be stated in a negative way. Okay, any side effects for running the aura for 8 to 9 hours? That depends on yourself. So you just have to use it and feel it and find which timing is best for you. Do we have to change the photo daily? Okay, I mentioned just now, I use a new photo, fresh, no makeup, no filters, no spectacles. Yeah, every time when I want to use it. The gem elixir, how many minutes is also up to you. All right, you can use the 38 times 7 and then 27 minutes. LM, DCLM, LM has to do with cause consequence in the background. Okay, so that one is a bit hard to actually explain, so I normally ignore that. Age limit for aura scan for younger children. Okay. Use it on the adults first. Yeah, so if you have a reason to use it on younger children, that is up to you how confident you are with the devices. Okay, so if you are fine with it, you can. All right, but as a disclaimer, for Healy, we do not encourage children to use the Healy devices. Okay. Yeah, so we normally use it on individuals who are 12 and above. Okay. Chaos and rigor. Okay, chaos means the energy is roller coaster, meaning that the energy in your chakra is not stuck. That means some days it's blocked, some days it's clear, so it's actually constantly moving. So it's good in the sense that you don't have a permanent blockage. Rigor, when it's blue, rigor means certain blockage there. And very likely these are actually events that take place early in life, all right? It can be as early as when the person is in the mother's womb, okay? So I had this client. She's already in her 50s. So when we do the analysis, fear came out, okay, very intense fear. And she told me that, yes, she lost many opportunities. She gave up many opportunities in her life because there are certain fear that is unexplainable and she just dare not do something, all right? And it turned out to be parents, all right? So it's from her mother. So she is the third child. Her mother already had two girls. So she is the third baby. So the mother goes through a lot of stress because in that generation, if you don't give birth to a boy, if it's another girl, this third girl will be given away, will be, given up for adoption. So the mother went through so much fear and so much stress. So it passed it on to her. So she actually acquired that fear, and throughout her life, she said that she could have been very rich and successful, but she just dare not take a lot of risk. Okay, so can it be done at a distance? Yes, it can be done remotely. Okay, jam, how many times a day? Usually we only do it once a day. Okay, so if you don't have the aura module, that means if your edition does not have the aura module, you can actually buy the module, okay, from the Healy shop and then add on to it. If not, you can actually upgrade to a higher edition. Usually is the Resonance Plus Pro and the Obsidian. Okay, the replay of this session, the YouTube link will be sent by email the following month. Okay, usually the company will collate all the 4 sessions of January and they will send it to you all together at one time. Okay, there's a question here. If you want to clear from grandparents, can you create them as a client and after they have died? I don't recommend that, okay, because in the entry itself, it already showed that is 1E24. So that's your grandparents. So you just do the vibration from there. Okay. What do we vibrate when the chakra color is shown in a different color? Okay, so under the present state description, it actually shows that, okay, root chakra, but it's actually shining in green color. So that means what is causing the blockage is actually stemming from the heart chakra. Okay, so you don't have to do anything else. You just vibrate the reports from the aura analysis. It's as simple as that. Okay, the other way is to go to Healy 2, where you have all the 7 chakras. So you can vibrate every single chakra. Okay, you can also do that. Or if after you do the aura analysis, there are a few chakras that has very low energy, you can also go to the Healy 2 chakra, select those chakras that are weak, and then you can also do that as well. Okay, so how do we know that the chakra is blocked? So all the events, okay, all the present state that are negative is actually a reflection that the chakras are blocked. Okay, if the energy is low when you do the analysis, that's also the chakra is either blocked or it is you need cleansing. Okay, you need more energy. Yeah, 100% chakra, is it good? Only in the aura report, 100% for chakra is good. Okay, but not in the statement entry. All right, 100% over there in the statement means that that one is very urgent and therefore you need to resolve that. For non-believers of chakras and aura concept, the analogy used, okay, it's excellent. So as per analogy, yeah, so our body is a physical matter. After analyzing chakra, for how many days is vibrating done? So you can either use the same report for a few days, for a week or two. After that, you can actually replace it. If it's 89%, 8 intensity, the person possesses a strong personality and charisma. The natural authority, okay, so what is this? Yeah, so correct. So when your chakra is harmonious, when you vibrate it, it is actually strengthening it, okay? Further anchoring it. So the Healy is very easy. Everything is automated. Whatever that comes out, you can just do the vibration. Okay. So yeah, so those parts that are not clear because of your connection, you can watch the YouTube video. Okay, positive and negative percentage. Positive percentage means that the person is aware of it. Negative means that you are not aware of the issue. So it can be a subconscious issue, not a conscious issue. Okay, is it possible to single out one particular vibration for vibrating? For example, grandparents issue. Okay, if you want to single out only one, then you have to delete everything else. Okay, yeah. So I would say just leave it, just vibrate everything else. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, so thank you so much for staying all the way until now. So I hope that you have benefited, you will use it. And see you next Thursday, and Petra will be sharing next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.